Good morning and welcome to Europe. This is Oliver in my wee little office in Youghal in Ireland, not too far from the sea. It's only about 5 minutes away from me. It's a beautiful morning here. It's the 16th of January and I decided I'd pull out the Sudoku from the Guardian of the 1st of January. They call it an expert Sudoku. Look, we'll have a go at it. I don't think it'll be all that hard. But this time I'm going to try Sven's Sudoku pad, because I think it is probably easier to get the very initial part of the analysis done. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen after that. Also, I'm not used to this interface, so I might give up after about 5 minutes. All right, so bear with me. Now, one of the things I like about this one is you can click on a number, and if you hold the mouse button down, or if you double click, it'll show all other occurrences of that number on your puzzle, which is good, because we're now going to try and work out, well, where do the ones go? Well, we can see that it's going to be along here and along here, and that will still leave 3 cells, so that's no good to us. Going across here, it'll be there and here, but it'll still leave 3 cells, so that's no good. But going along here, yeah, and 3 cells left, so we can't do anything with the ones. Now we do the 2s, and there's a lot here on the 2s. For example, we're coming down here, we're going up there. So if you see that there, we can just color them in for you there, all right? So that's going to be our 2s here, and we go into, I'm going to put those numbers in the corners. It doesn't really have a great way of doing Snyder notations like Duncan's one does, but look, we'll bear with it. So hold on the 2s again. So we've done that one. Where else? Well, there's going to be, if you look upon it, there'll be 2 there, 2 here, 2 here. So there's going to be a Snyder 2 over there as well. And then we can reset again. This is, I suppose this bit is handy. Not going to do anything there, nothing there, nothing there. I think that's all we can do with the 2s. Now go on to 3s. 4 3s, that should be able to do something for us anyway. And we can see that these 2 are going to clear a lot of this house out, as will that one. So we're going to have our 2 3s there. Back to our 3s again. And also over this way, that'll clear, that will clear. And this one here will have to be a 3. And I have to change the way I put a number now to make that big. There might be an easy way of changing numbers, but that anyway. 3, 3, so down this way. And we've no other 3s, so there's going to be a double 3 there again. Snyder notation. So back to our 3s. Where else do we have 3s? Yep, those 2. It's handy way of, visually seeing where singles and doubles are likely to go. I'm beginning to like that part of it, but I'm still holding out. I'm not saying that it is necessarily the best for me. That's it. Can't do anything else. 4s. 3 4s. All right. Well, we have, it looks like there should be something over here, because we've got that one, and this one, giving us a 4 here. Now if we click on this one, we now have 4 4s. Isn't that great? So the 4s will be here. Doesn't help us. Nothing. Wait a minute. That will go up here. Yes. So that will go all the way up. That will come across. So we'd have 2 there. 2 4s. Wrong type. Now how do I get rid of that? Sorry. I have to do it into this type of a 4. Okay. And this is interesting. We have a 4 across here, and because we have 2 4s here, we can't have any more 4s on that row, which means that we have a 4 here. Now, 4. Where was I? They're my 4s. I don't think that does anything else for us. No. Okay, we'll go on to the 5s. I don't think we're going to get anywhere with the 5s. That's the intersection here. And that's the intersection there. No. 6s. Well, That's one intersection. That's another intersection. So that should give us a 6 here. Big number 6, and I'll switch then to Snyder again. Now if we do our 6s, we have 6, 6, so that's those two. And we get 2 6s up here. And that makes sense. And I think that's all we can do. We can't do anything here. Or can we? We can. That goes across there. So we have 2 6s here because, yeah, there we go. So I'll put a 6 in there. Now actually, since we put this 4 in, does that change anything else in this house? We already have the 1. What about 2? 2 goes in there, or I mean can't go in there, which means that the 2 has to be here or here. Now, I don't like the way they put the numbers in. It's hard. There's a 2 6 pair there between there and there, which means you can't have a 3 here. How do I get rid of a 3? I think that'll get rid of the 3, yeah. Which means this one has to be a 3. Right? Now let's go back to the 3s. Wow. There are 3s everywhere. So we can't have a 3 there, which means this one here must be a 3. Now, does that help us anywhere else? It does over here, and we have a 3 coming down. So both of those now become 3s. Now, let me go back here. I have to get rid of that one. And yeah, I'm beginning to dislike this interface, even though it's great at finding things. So is there any house that doesn't have a 3 in it? We have all the 3s done. We've done the 6s, now we're going to 7s. The intersection of 7s are along there and along here, and it doesn't do tiddlywinks for anybody. 7, 8, Iverrocht. 8, well, there's one intersection, and there's the other intersection. So up here we can have 2 8s. And actually, since we have 2 8s there, we can't have any more 8s along there. We can't have 8s there. So these two must be an 8 as well. 9s. Where's our 9? There's a 9. Okay, what about in here? So 9s are going to be here and here, and we have a pair. All the pairs we have so far we put in as green. Might help, might not. So we're doing 9. We've got that house done. This house doesn't really help us. This house down here, we have a 9 there, and we have a 9 coming across here. Not really helping us. Over here, 9, 9, 9. So we have a 9 in here. Those two. Let's do that. Snyder numbers 9, or what I'm calling Snyders. And I think that's it. That's the lot of them done. And I can't see anything else that we can do. And you know what? I don't like this notation. Bear with me. I'm going to, you know the way they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, you know, I'm fairly old. So I think I'm going to go back to my favorite Duncan Sudoku, even though this is great. I like what is done here, but I just don't like that the numbers can be in a different positions. Like there's a 2 in the top left there, there's a 6 in the top left, there's a 9, and I'd find that very awkward at a later stage when I'm scanning the puzzle. So bear with me. I'm just going to transcribe all this over to Duncan. Alright, be back in a minute. Right, I'm back again with my good old reliable Duncan Sudoku solver, and while I was doing it I noticed something. We have a 6 up here, we have a 6 up here, and that gives us alright our 2 possible 6s, but it can't be up here because of the 4 9s, which means we now have a 6 in here. Now that's 6 and comes across this way, and we have a 6 coming up this way, which means we have a 6 in here. Now that's given us another 2. So there is something to be said of the Sudoku pad. I think maybe what I've been doing is I've been rushing too much at the early stages. I should spend more time just trying to get these uniques and impossibles, get those set up a little bit better. I haven't been doing that. Now, does that do anything else for us, ladies and gentlemen? 6 down here. Ah, yeah. So 6 can't be here. It can't be here because of that 6. And it can't be across here. So also, we're going to have 2 6s here. And I think that's all I saw. So now we go on to the possibles. Well, now, firstly, we can go in here where we know that there are pairs. So you can't have the 7 there. And there's a 4 9 4 9. Okay. Now, where else do we have pairs? We had pairs here, 2 6 and 2 6. It threw in a 7, so we can get rid of that 7 as well. And that leaves, as there was, a single 7 in this house, house number 7. So let's move on from there. 7 7 7s, they're all gone. Wasn't 7 supposed to be a lucky number? Was that a witch's number or something? Not really sure. But there was something about the 7s. Now looking around, is there anything else we can do? Well, over here in house, what's it, house number 4, we have a pair. What would we do without pairs? So the first thing we can look on is row F, get rid of all the 5 8s along there. 5 8 5 8, and let's go back then and see, can we get rid of anything in house 4? 5 8s. Well, there's a 5 8 there, there's an 8 there, and that is everything out of there to do with the 5 8s. And if we go over now to house, what's that, house 9, there's a 5 3. And let's have a look now on the row H, any 5s and 3s. Well, there's 1 5 we can get rid of, and there's another. And now into house 9, we can get rid of a 5 there, and that's about it. That's all we can get rid of there. And I can see now in row G we have a solitary 5 here now, so 5 goes in there. Great. And we'll go up now along row 6, and up at the top there are 2 5s we can get rid of, and that now gives us a pair of 1 7s. And over here now we can get rid of a 5 or 1, making that a 5. So along row C we can get rid of those 2 5s, giving us a pair of 1 8s. And then in this house we can get rid of the 1 and the 8, giving us another 5. We're getting rid of 5s everywhere now by the looks of it. 5, get rid of 5s there and there. Now that cleans up that a lot actually. Actually that 1 7 1 7, there we go, it gets rid of a 1 7 down here, giving us an 8. That 8 along this row E. Get rid of the 8s, and there's 2 8s over here. So in this house with the 8, what else did it do? Oh, 4 7. 4 7, 4 7. Get rid of the 4 7s there, and that gives us a 1, which we cleared out on the row first. And then we go into the column. We have a 4 9, 4 7, 2 7 2, and 2 7. Now, what else? Everything seems to start coming together up here. I just want to make sure that I have everything else got rid of. 5. There was a 6, 5. Oh, 5. Come down here to the bottom. There's a 5 here that we never got rid of, which will have 2 effects. It gives us a 3 here, and it also gives us a 5 here. So I'm going to start with this 5. Let's take that 5 first. because it's one that I would forget, as I always do, unfortunately. And if we go up on the column, there's just 1 5 to get rid of. That's it, and that gives us a 2. I'm going to go on with this 2 here. Just remember that I have to go back to a 3 down below at house 9. So that's 2, and gets rid of that 2 there. And let's go across, and we have 2 2s to get rid of, and that gives me a 7. Not forgetting I still have my 3 in house 9. At least I hope I won't forget it. I get rid of that 7 there. This 7 is going to give me a 4. But is there anything else that I can do on column 1 first? Go up to the top. There's a 7 to get rid of there. It's keeping track of all these, and I do find it hard. No, not hard. It's not taxing in any way when you think about it. But stop talking. Get rid of that 4 there. What are you doing? Go up to the top, lad. Get rid of that 4 and give yourself a 9. Do you know what? Swimming is an awful lot easier. You just go to enjoy yourself. Get rid of that 1. I'm going to go down to the bottom before I forget it. And get rid of that 9. Get rid of that 9. And give myself an 8 here. Give myself a clap in the back. And that'll get rid of the 8 over there. And as a 9. But before that, I'm going to come down here and get rid of this 8 before I forget it. Because if we're getting rid of that 8, it's going to make life a lot easier down here. Because that'll get rid of those 2 7s and give me a 2, and that 2 will get rid of that 2. There's so much being got rid of now. I know I'm going to start forgetting things. Right, all right, now hold on a second now. As they say, hold your horses. There's just so much going on here now. This is almost finished. There's a 2 there. That'll get rid of that 2. Give me a 6, get rid of that 6. I'm just leaving them small numbers at the moment. There's just so much there. Right. Take a breath, lad, and let's see where you are. Right, we'll do this 3. That's the first thing to do. We'll do that 3. It doesn't have any effect over there on the row, but it will have an effect on the column. If we go up here, it gets rid of a 3 here, giving me an 8. That 8 is going to get rid of those 2 8s. And also an 8 down here. Give me a pair of 1 9s. Get the pairs in. There's no rush in this. There's no time limit on when I have to get this finished. YouTube doesn't mind how long this video is going to be. So I'm going to take my time and enjoy life. 9 there. Get rid of the 9 there. The 9 there. So that gives me a 1 here. Getting rid of 1s and 1s. There's no other 1s around here. Oh, we have an 8 here. And get rid of an 8 there. And that's all we have there. This 6, we'll get rid of that 6. There's nothing else, believe me, up along that column. I've just had a look. And over here on the left, we have a 2. And I'm going to have to go up to the top because that has an effect up at the top. That 2 goes. Right, while we're up here, we'll just keep going. The 8 there gets rid of that 8. And it doesn't get rid of anything else there. But if you come back down now along, it'll get rid of this 8 here. Okay. And that gives us a 5, which gets rid of this 5 here, giving us an 8. But I want to go back up to get rid of this 5, giving us a 6. Because that 6 is going to clear out a little bit of rubbish around here for us. And pulling in that 1 will help. Because that gives us a 2 here. And that 1 coming over here gets rid of that 1 and gives us a 7. That 7 gives us a 1. And we already have this 4 that we forgot all about a long time ago. So we'll put that 4 in there. And now again, here is a row. We've got 1 cell left to be populated here, and there's 2 digits in it. One of those has to be wrong, and there's the 2. So we get rid of the 2, and that gives us the 7. 7 giving us a 5. Now, we might as well come down along this column here, because we've got a 7 5 in here. It's bound to have some effect down along, and it does. There's a 7 gone. And we have an 8 just below it, so we'll pull that in. And there's a 4 9 4 9, getting rid of that 4, giving us a 2 6 2 6. Now, I'm sure there's a lot more that we can get rid of. Down below we have our 6 and our 2. I'm going to put both of those in, and now let's come back up again. We have a 7 here, and we had a 6 down below, so that gets rid of that 6, giving us a 2. 2 gives us a 6. Now, if you remember bottom right hand corner, house 9, let's go down there now. And that should help us clear up then houses 3 and 6. We get a 7 there and a 9 here. Now the 9 is going to get rid of those 2 9s for us. And we had a 7, no effect on the 7. So 4, giving us a 5. Giving us a 1. Giving us a 9. And over here we have a 3. 1 8, 1 8 across there. But if we come up this way, down at the bottom here we have an 8. So we bring that 8 up, gets rid of the 8 there, giving us a 1. And that 1 then gives us an 8. And I thought that was, over in house 4 we have 2 more to be done. And again, have a look on the row and see what can we get rid of. There's a 4 there, so this one then must be a 9, and that 9 must give us here a 4. Right, it was very straightforward, and it was a bit of an experiment for me. All in all, I think just for me, I prefer Duncan Sudoku. I'm going to stick with that one. But for yourselves, try out Sven's Sudoku pad, because that's the one that they use in cracking the cryptic. And I think if you use your brain a little bit more at the start and try and work out from all these doubles and sniders, you can get more in. It's just that it needs more brain power, and on a Sunday morning I didn't have it. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with another puzzle, maybe even a harder one. See you then. Slán tamil.